And welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan, and today I have a little something different for you. I went to Barnes & Noble today. It was actually not a planned trip, and I spent a little more than I would like to admit on my trip today, but I absolutely had to show you what I got. So I'm going to stand up for most of this video, but I got this amazing tote bag. It is so soft. Like, oh my gosh. It was 15% or 25% off of $13, so it did not cost that much. I also got this Barnes & Noble blanket, which is also amazingly soft. It's reversible, and it was also 25% off of $25, so even cheaper. Super happy about that. And then, of course, you cannot go to Barnes & Noble without getting a few books. So let's talk about the books I got. Another thing that I bought was a membership card. It cost me $25, and they did apply my membership to my total today, so I didn't spend as much as I could have. So that's great. So some things were on sale. I also got a discount, so my husband can't be too mad at me. He might still be. I don't know. So the first books that I picked out were a couple of books that I have been looking at for over a year. It is The Daughter of the Pirate King and the sequel, Daughter of the Siren Queen. From what I understand, the Daughter of the Pirate King, she is on a mission to retrieve an ancient hidden map from a pirate ship, which is the key to the ultimate pirate treasure, and she ends up letting herself get kidnapped by another pirate crew so that she can steal the map from them. And of course there is a guy who knows they most likely fall in love, but I love to read about that. And she goes onto the ship and meets him, and it's all about her adventure and getting the map and getting the treasure, and hopefully that happens. I did not read what the Siren Queen was about because I don't want to be spoiled for what happens in this one, but I assumed since I was interested in this one, I was going to like this one too, and you can't just buy one part of a duology, you have to buy them together. And those are by Trisha Levenseller, and also by her, I happened upon a book that I've been seeing all over TikTok, and I love standalones right now because I have a lot of series on my shelves, and I'm reading a lot of series, so I wanted just something that was all by itself. So The Shadows Between Us is the book that I picked. It is about a young woman. I am not sure. She says that she is tired of being overlooked and she wants to gain power. Her plan is to woo the Shadow King, marry him, and kill him and take his kingdom for herself. However, a lot of people want to kill the Shadow King, so she has to keep him alive long enough to kill herself, because in this world, I assume it's kind of like you keep what you kill. And so she has to be the one to kill him, and I'm going to assume, like all books, she falls in love with him and she wants to keep him alive, blah, 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 blah. But I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. Now, another book that I have been eyeing for over 2 months since I heard about it, and I was a little hesitant to buy it because I just started my Fairy Loot subscription, and there are a lot of hints that this is going to be the book in the box for January. However, I am not 100% sure. I have not found out. I know there's spoilers out there of people who already know whether it is or isn't. I try to avoid those as best I can. I bought this book, and it is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. So I wanted to fix what I said about this. So this book is about Lore. She is the main character of this book, and it is about a war called the Agnon. It happens every 7 years as a punishment for a past rebellion. I'm sure it has been a long time and no one really knows what the rebellion was, what happened, or who even is being punished. But as far as we know, everyone is being punished. And 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals, and they are hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill the gods and seize their divine power and immortality. So Lore she is a longtime player, and she fled the battle a long time ago. She managed to escape and never be killed and never be caught. So she has been hiding, and she didn't want revenge against the person who killed her entire family. And she has just been hiding out in New York, and it has been I'm assuming it says the next hunt dawns over New York, which she may have disappeared 7 years ago with the last hunt, and this is 7 years later. Let's just go with that part. Two of her good friends, Castor, a childhood friend that she believed to be dead, and Athena, one of the last original gods who is now gravely wounded, come to her and ask for her help. And she has to decide if she wants to align herself with them and, as it says on the front, bind her fate to mine. Bind your fate to mine. Lore will choose to bind her fate to the goddess Athena, and if she chooses to do that, it could come at a deadly cost, and it may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to bring humanity to its knees. So this book already, it just sounds so interesting, and I love this on the back. You may deny the fates, but they will not deny you. Fighting them will not save you from what is ahead. Like, if that doesn't make you want to read this book, I don't know what does. Like, I love those short little blips that just drag you right in and you just want to read this book. So I just wanted to make sure that I was explaining properly what this book was about, because this book sounds super interesting and I am so excited to read this book. Okay, so back to my original video, sorry. But I am very excited to read this. I did want the Barnes & Noble edition because this edition actually comes with some special things that are different from the other edition, the regular edition that you can buy from Amazon. And if this is the book that is in Fairy Loot's going to do their own design on the cover, and they're going to do their own sprayed edges. They're going to do a design on the actual hardback cover itself, because that's what Fairy Loot does. They do that to almost every single book, so I have no doubt in my mind if they are doing this book, they're going to do that to this one. So the thing that is special about this Barnes & Noble edition, the word lore is actually, I forget what it's called, embellished. It pops out so you can feel it when you run your fingers across it. And the regular editions, the snakes are just flat printed on the screen like her, on the cover like her face. However, in the Barnes & Noble edition, it's kind of like a 3D thing. I'm not sure. I might have to move my ring light and take pictures of this to show you. But the snakes are actually embellished like the word lore. So that is one thing that is different about the Barnes & Noble edition. It is amazing and I love it. It's beautiful, and it's got a map on the inside of the cover and on the first page. The inside, or the actual book itself, is not much to look at, which is fine because it does come with a few other little hidden, or not hidden things. I'm sure this is in the regular one, but these are the living lines and the dead lines for the book. And one thing I love is that the page right before it starts is like a marble page, and then the first page, it says Part 1 is City of Gods. And I did take a brief skim through this book. Part 1, it's like chapters 1 through 15, and then it goes to Part 2, which is chapters 16 through whatever. So it does keep going, so you can easily break this up for your book club into 5 parts. The book is broken up into 5 parts, but if you want to break it up into fewer parts, you can obviously do that for your book club. This edition also has, I'm not sure, like, I do not have the regular plain edition. This is the first one I've bought of this. It has the cast of characters in the back, and it tells you all about every character, what they're the god of, the house they belong to, and all of that good stuff. And then, in the very back of the book, in this little, not even a pocket because it's just sitting right here on this dust jacket, under the dust jacket, is, I believe this is the author's personal notes on the her favorite chapters, I believe, and it warned you, seriously, there's spoilers in here, don't read this until after you've read the book unless you want to be spoiled for some things. Now, I absolutely am excited to read this book and to read that little spoiler thing, because I would like to know the author's favorite parts of her own book. You know, everyone, you know, wants the author's opinion on their own book. Now, one thing I am a little disappointed with Barnes & Noble about is they have those plastic things on the end of the aisle where they put books that they want you to see before you go into the aisle. Well, this book is a little thick, and those plastic things are only meant to support so many books, but there were two of these on one plastic thing, and that caused some damage for on the spine and on the dust jacket, a little bit of tearing right there and over here, and then part of the inside of the stuff. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's scrunched up right there, and it's upsetting because this was the least damaged of the two that were there. The other one was kind of ripped a lot more, so I decided to get this one. And no one wants to buy a damaged book, but of course they said what's out there is what we have, and they literally only had these two out there. And I'm like, wow, this book just premiered on January 4th, and what's out there is what you have, and you only have two physical copies left. That's insane. Obviously, this book is very popular. It got a lot of hype, and a lot of people bought it. I don't blame them. I definitely wanted the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and if Fairy Loot is doing it, I want that edition too. I love having special editions to my books. I used to not want more than one edition of a book, but as I'm becoming more of a collector, I'm still a reader, I'm absolutely a reader, but as a collector who loves to display her books, I definitely appreciate having more than one cover of the same book, even though I'm only going to read one of them one time, or even if I read them over and over again, I can always choose to read the other one. You never know, just to keep things from being too damaged from constantly rereading. But I am very excited about all of these books, my blanket, my tote. I'm super happy with my purchase, and I am going to leave it at that. I will put pictures of my books after this so that you can see the books themselves in all of their beautiful glory. And if you are interested in seeing more pictures and everything, find my Instagram. I will link all of my social medias down below. My Instagram, my TikTok. I post videos there before I post them here, and pictures and everything. So you can follow me on all my social media, and I look forward to y'all hearing and reading about y'all's opinions on these books and about anything else that I talked about today. The blanket and the tote, if you guys have those too, I would love to see them. So I will let you guys go for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!